Welcome to This is Legends of Yesterday. This podcast often explores real events, folklore, myths, and historical moments. A list of the topics, themes, and subject matter featured in this episode has been included in the video description. Some stories may not be suitable for all audiences. Hello everybody, my name's Alexandra.
And I'm Angelica.
And this is
Legends of Yesterday,
where we talk about histories, mysteries, ghost stories, all involving with Florida. If you are new here, and if you're back, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Glorious. Oh, remember we used to call everyone alicorns? You glorious alicorn.
Nos.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my good. No. What's
Nos?
nos?
Like little Nos?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a person.
Well, folks, I kind of want to kick it off.
Okay,
We've got
let's
some interesting things, and I want to get into the discussion. So we're gonna hop into it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm sleepy.
I think we're all a little sleepy.
Hence the treats, Okay, so basically, if you watched last episode, you know that we talked about the history of why Tampa, specifically Ybor City, began. Okay, so Ybor City, a bountiful and economically plentiful place, right?
Yes.
With some dark past in between it.
In between Ybor.
In between.
Ybor is a dark sandwich. Dark past sandwich.
A dark cigar rolled into it.
Oh. Bringing back. To get that joke, you have to watch the first episode.
I don't know much about cigars, but if you guys know like what a dark cigar is, maybe like it's a darker leaf or something.
Yeah, I don't know what a dark cigar
I have no idea.
Is that what it is?
What?
A dark cigar.
I don't know.
Dark
I don't
leaves.
know. I just said I literally have
Dark
no idea.
cigar.
I don't know anything about cigars.
Dark Magar.
Krav Maga.
Okay, let's go.
Anyways. You're tired of yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
That joke exhausted me.
So as we know from Ybor, except for you guys that didn't watch the other episode, or don't have Google.
Oh, to look it up themselves?
Yeah. You know that there were different clubs within, and these were cultural clubs. So there was the Italian club, the Jewish club, the German club, and the Cuban club.
Right.
And these clubs were established because those were the cultures that were moving into Ybor, to make a new life for themselves. So, and working within the industry of the cigar business. So we are specifically touching upon the Cuban Club today.
Yeah. Going to the club.
Going to the club.
Love
now,
that.
If
Woot woot.
if you are here, you know that the first half of the month we talk about the history. The second half of the month we talk about a mystery or conspiracy theory.
Series? Are we doing multiple?
Siri, play. Oh no, I don't want to trigger that.
Don't mess them up.
So sorry. We're gonna be talking about a couple of mysteries, a couple of ghosty stories, a little bit of things. I will say that we always have our trigger warning in the beginning, but in case if you skipped ahead, trigger warning for murder and abuse. Okay. Yes. So keep that in mind.
I don't know what this story is going to be about, but yes.
Yes. And as always, Angelica has no idea what I'm about to talk about. Whichever sister is reading it, the other one has no idea what they're going to be discussing in that week. And they will be reacting to it.
Hello, just call me clueless. Oh, by the way, I just have to say this now.
I had such a weird feeling that you were going to continue that thought.
So this is the 40th. I don't know if now it's after, or a week after, or whatever. It's the 40th anniversary of Clue, you guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, that is a big deal.
It's the 50th anniversary of Rocky Horror Picture Show and the 40th of Clue.
Holy macaroni.
So give me a clue. What's this going to be about?
Ayo.
The clubs.
The Cuban Club.
You already gave me a clue.
Yeah, a clue, the answer. It's whatever you want to think about it.
Okay.
So we are going to be talking a little bit about the start of the Cuban Club, like why the Cuban Club started.
Okay.
And then we're, buckle up. You tied
My buckle's broken.
like the olden days where you put a rope across you and tie yourself in.
In the olden days, they didn't have buckles. They ran free, man.
Ran free, man. Got into a lot of car accidents, man. Okay, anyway. So we have some references from the official Ybor website, and we have some references from actually Reddit.
Ooh, getting official and on Reddit.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the Cuban Club. Now, the Cuban Club is located in practically the center of Ybor City. We know that it's where it is, especially because it's only a 5-minute walk from the HCC campus, which is where we recently did a improv festival. Okay, so at the beginning in 1899, the Cuban Club was basically a mutual aid society. They would give resources to Cuban immigrants during times of need. And it began as something for the community to latch on to, and it ended up becoming a cultural beacon. By 1917, after a large fire had actually claimed the original clubhouse the previous year, the club rose again. So it had been rebuilt.
Like a phoenix.
Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, so this was actually funded by member contributions, donations, and even a donation from Cuban President Mario Monocal.
Monocle?
No. Who knows? But this building also has a theater inside of it.
What?
It has a ballroom, which many a quinceañera has happened in.
That makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah, and then there's also a swimming pool and a medical clinic and a lot more resources in there. Now, the medical clinic we know is because of Ybor. Because Ybor, when people were coming in, he was assisting the sick and things like that. Anyone, especially from the Spanish-American War. Ybor.
Oh,
like he was
himself?
He was telling people to come in, and he was basically funding that.
Oh,
that was like a big thing.
Cool.
Kept that from me in the last episode. But by the late 1920s, the Cuban Club members actually exceeded 5,000 people.
Cool.
That's more than a town.
Cool.
Why are you so casual about that?
I don't know. It feels right.
Chocolate Cubans.
Lots of people in the club.
My people.
Lots of Cubans in the club.
All right.
Say what? Say K.
Say K.
No.
Okay. So this was basically establishing that this was the heart of Ybor City. Like this is the center of Ybor City. Now it was more than a building. It was basically where.
Wait, before we move on, there's so much in it. It's like it's bigger on the inside.
It really does look bigger on the inside than it does on the outside.
Doctor Who. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a TARDIS. Yeah, but which it did. Like from the outside, I'm like, oh yeah, like that's a nice building. And then they're like, there's a ballroom and a swimming pool and this and that or whatever. And I'm like, in there,
that's crazy.
There were a lot of things that were overcome, challenges, cultural differences, and refugees coming into the Cuban Club. And then there was also the spirit of the community that was constantly being kept alive. But
the spirit of the community. I'm imagining a real living spirit, and it's a ghost, and he does have a monocle, and he floats around the community, and they have to do something to keep him alive, like feed him cigars.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That would actually be really funny if it's like the offering table and it's just a bunch of cigars, and then
and it goes,
you come within the next 24 hours, all cigars are burnt out, and you're like,
I was thinking to actually eat the cigars.
Eat the cigars?
He's a ghost. Don't sip your mug at me like that. I could see that happening. He's a ghost. Then he can light himself up.
He's litty.
He's lit.
He's lit. Cigar
in the
lit.
club.
Okay, but basically there were a couple people. One of those people being Francisco Aguilera. Francisco Aguilera. He was the vice president of the Republic of Cuba. Now, he was a large member of the Cuban Club. And in 1910, it became a place of deep reverence for the Cuban Club because it had his funeral in it. It had his remains in it. It was a celebration of life. And because he was a hero of Cuban independence and that whole movement, which we spoke about in our last episode, but following his death was in 1877, and his body had actually been interred into New York City, which we found out.
New York City.
Literally, I was thinking the same thing. New York City, where the girls are pretty. Where's that from?
I have no idea.
But what we found out actually from this time, which I had no idea. So our family came in 1962 from Cuba on the last freedom flight. And they first went into Massachusetts, but it was too cold. So they moved to Miami, where our grandfather started out. He was in insurance and sales over in Cuba, but he had to start over again here. So he would clean corporate office buildings while he was working on getting his insurance license here in the US. And then he became one of the top rated insurance salesmen in Miami.
Flex? Maybe.
Totally.
Definitely.
Won awards, got crystal cups for some reason
Yes.
as a gift.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, the 80s were weird.
The 80s were weird. But that's how our family began again here. Our grandmother was a school teacher over there, and she ended up kind of doing the same thing. She would, even though she had very broken English, she would teach the kids in her neighborhood how to speak English, because they were all coming from all over the world too. But what I found out was, so like Cubans at that time, a lot of them were going to New Jersey, Massachusetts, like all that stuff, right?
Our people just aren't cut out for the cold.
Not cut out for the cold.
Our people, I mean our grandparents.
Our grandparents. And then, but around this time, all the Cubans were going into New York.
That checks out.
Yeah,
Industry, work.
And I get it because it's like a major city. Like when you go anywhere else, like they talk about it in Hamilton, right? Like New York City. Oh, maybe that's where it is. Maybe that's where it's the thing. New York City. Anyway, I'm gonna Google it later. But anyways, this is where many.
I'm stuck on what you do in the shadows. This is our spooky episode.
New York City.
Yeah.
Nice. So New York City was a huge cultural hub from what we know from history class 101, and many different cultures were coming in here, especially Cuban cultures. That was like a really roundabout way to say that, but there's your information. And his body had been moved there to New York City.
But his ghost stayed?
After Cuba gained its independence, his dying wish was to be returned to his homeland, and it was fulfilled, with Tampa serving as a waypoint, like a connecting flight, was in Tampa. He was rested within the Cuban Club during that time because it was kind of like your consulate area, right? This was your direct connection to Cuba in Florida at the time. His casket was in the Cuban Club and adorned with flags and candles. It became a big memorial site for him while he was resting. And the community all paid their respects. They had an entire celebration of life.
All 5,000 of them.
All 5,000 of them. And they had a huge procession led by the Masons, which is the Florida National Guard, and sailors from the Cuban gunboat Yara. And this event underscored the Cuban Club's central role as not just a cultural hub, but also it was basically a place to come together to respect the pride of Cuba. All right. So I wanted to take a second to look it up. April 13th, 1934 was Friday the 13th.
Ooh.
Now, this Friday the 13th, there was a very disgruntled meeting about firing a doctor, Guillermo Ruiz, and it kind of got a little crazy.
Because a werewolf came and broke through the building.
Vampires.
And canceled the meeting.
Van Helsing was like, what's happening here? What's going on?
So why was there controversy?
There was a witness that had later testified that he ran onto the stage, interrupting the club president at the time, who was Edward Valdez, and he was like waving his finger in his face, and he says, quote, "These are your trickeries here in the club.
These are your trickeries here in the club?
These are your trickeries here in the club.
These are your what?
Trickeries here in the club.
New York City.
New York City."
And then the stage caught on fire?
And then two men grabbed him. And everything went wild
What
from
a
there.
weird thing to say.
The drama.
Uh-huh.
The trickery.
Always. We think it ends in high school. It doesn't.
It doesn't. Especially in a club. Girl. Mm-mm. But anyways, after his outburst, he was tackled to the ground, basically. Yeah. So he, and then other people were starting to rush the stage, and some people were like, "What's going on?" And some people were also bringing him down, and it's like, oh, it was a lot. But while all of this was going on, there were like bottles being thrown. It was weird. And then, boom, gunshot rings out.
What? Why is this escalating so quickly? First of all, what's going on that they're like, okay, whatever. I gotta be real. People wag fingers at people all the time. It's so crazy, but people do get heated in some meetings where they like will get up and they'll like get in the face of someone they're having a disagreement with. Mm-hmm. And to have two people like pull him away, and then to have like a bottle fight next to burning people with cigars, like what's happening here?
Let him have his stage time. He was probably like giving a tour to someone who wanted to rent the space for something on the stage or something, because there's so many people around. But anyways, gunshot rang, and the doctor lay dying in a hospital bed.
What?
He was shot. After they had said that as he was lying in the hospital, he had told 4 people that Alfredo Montoro and Ralph Rubio were the ones holding him down. So he specifically started naming people as he was dying. As they were holding him down, he felt a gun pressed into his side before being fired. Now you would think that it was one of the 2 men. Nay. It was in fact when his wife and friend asked who shot him. He confided in them finally and said that El Presidente, Edward Valdez, was the one who pulled the shot.
I'm sorry, I'm processing. Because first I was like, his friend and his wife shot him. No. Yeah.
He was telling them officially who shot him.
And then why would you hide that? Would he not get medical attention if he didn't say the president shot me of the club?
The drama.
Keep going.
I need to know.
I would assume too, like there's this side where it could be like his pettiness.
Yeah. Like
passive aggressive, like I know I'm going to die. And this man was going to fire me. So whether or not he was the actual man who pulled the trigger.
And why was he going to fire him?
Yeah.
See, this is what makes me so curious.
There's nothing that says what he was being fired
It doesn't say what he was fired for. I also couldn't find it anywhere else. I was trying to look, even on Wikipedia, I was trying to look for why he was getting fired. I personally couldn't find it, but
I'm going to start a conspiracy theory.
Started it.
He's a whistleblower. This
I
man
think so.
was going to start charging thousands of dollars
Okay.
for medical care when these fine Cuban people were coming in with nowhere to go, seeking guidance and help and family. So, the doctor, good doctor,
Great show, by the way.
said, no, we have to help everyone and give them affordable health care. And then the president was, no, bang, bang.
He hit the ground, bang, bang. During the coroner's evaluation of Valdez's body,
He wasn't shot.
actually, Minoto and Rubio were the first men called to testify, the two men that he had reported were holding him in place while he was being shot.
Okay.
And they all testified that they had absolutely no idea that he was shot. And then they interviewed 20 witnesses. Vallejo's alleged deathbed accusations ended up being held unaccountable because... And it left a permanent scar on the Cuban Club's legacy because of all of the drama.
I know what happened. Okay, here's what's up. His wife and his friend did shoot him. But, listen.
Oh.
Yes, you see what's happening. He walks in. He knows today's the day. He's going to get fired. But he's not going down alone. Because once he gets fired, there's nowhere he's going to be able to go. He's Cuban. Where is there another Cuban club? Nowhere. So he says...
That's right, he would have been like X'd out.
He says, I'm going to take down the man who fired me with me. So he tells his wife, he tells his friend, listen, you guys can get married afterward. That's the... whatever. Whatever happens. You can have my horse, you can have my cow, you can have my pig, you can have my doctor's license, whatever is valuable. Anyway, backtracking. I'm going to take down the president with me. So, he goes in there, causes a scene, wags his finger in the face, probably gives him a little slap too, to get him put back, to pull back and constrained. Then... he sees there's a ruckus going on, and I bet his friend is the one who threw the first bottle, because why?
Basically that like there were 20 witnesses, someone threw a bottle, right? I think that some people agreed with what the doctor was saying, and they were threatened into not reporting what actually happened, because there's absolutely no way in chaos, which is crazy because they say this all the time on police reports, like there's no way for anyone to have the exact same story. There's no way for people to like officially recount a witness statement like play by play. It's just like in the moment, this is what I remember, and every time your story should change a little bit. That's why they say witnesses or criminals who are on the stand, well, if they have the exact same story, exact same response, look at the Johnny Depp case, and then they are either said to be lying or this was a story that was told to them, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't actually recounted. It was
logical approach. I see.
Well, let's talk about some more official and permanent people facilitating the Cuban Club.
Facilitating?
Permanent residents?
Lodging in?
Lodging in. Wink, wink.
Okay.
Okay. Little Jimmy is a very young soul, unfortunately. And he is wary to say hello to patrons. And he really likes to flicker flashlights.
As one does.
And other lights, electrical things. He loves playing. So people will throw a ball or something like that. And then people will watch the ball on its own roll back and forth across the floor without any help from the living. Now, I personally can't find, I'm going to check back into my other source. I personally cannot find more information on Little Jimmy, just that is the spirit that has been claimed within the space, and that he loves to play, he loves to flicker lights, so they assume that he's a very young spirit. I also think that he could possibly be a victim of the influenza crisis that was going on, only because there's no report of any child tragedies, like falling, getting hurt, like anything like that within the Cuban Club. So that's my personal take on it, because I mean, everywhere that's said is...
That makes sense.
Oh,
what?
I found it.
Oh.
I just like quick Google search, and apparently it's the fourth one instead of the third.
Okay.
But anyways, so it is reported that little Jimmy is known as the drowned boy.
Oh.
There you go. So I was wrong.
I feel like it's so sad. So many stories that we have in Florida have to do with drowning.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Because we're surrounded by water. But we're also known as one of the biggest shark attack locations in the U.S. And bull sharks. And it's wild to think that this is something like that's so common here, in my opinion, only because like there's other places that are full of bodies of water that are in the U.S. and yet Florida.
Well, we're also focused on Florida, so who's to say?
Well, so they don't quite know the history of little Jimmy. That is fully, I cannot find that, because I really tried to figure out who the kid was. And he is just a child spirit that is housed within there. So I assume by the swimming pool, that's where he had drowned. Because he had drowned within there, and there's a swimming pool in there. But there's no like dated record of when the tragedy had happened. But yeah, they have no full records, only that the ghost has spoken to being drowned, is a child, and resides in there. Yeah. Throughout the halls of the theater, and throughout the theater itself, you can enjoy some lovely phantom songs playing.
Okay.
From the music.
Haunted Mansion?
Haunted Mansion. What up? Now, this is all linked to the suicide of a playwright.
Oh,
the Cuban
man.
Club.
But also, okay. Terrible. Terrible, terrible. But we have a dramatic ghost in the house.
Yep.
That kind of makes me a little excited, because could you imagine the spectral plays that could be made in the afterlife? Okay.
Just as a tragic would be.
Okay.
Sorry. The tale of Victorio.
Okay.
So Victorio haunts the theater, and he took his own life in 1919. After forgetting the words to his own debut play.
No. Oh my gosh, that is tragic.
And it was at the second floor of the theater that he took his life.
Oh my goodness.
So because of that, he went back into the room and he recited the words to an empty room, and then took his own life from the second floor.
I feel so bad because, I mean, theater is changing a lot now.
Yeah.
In terms of the way that we work with actors and we work with the art form. But a lot of older theatrical training, philosophy in terms of like your stage presence, actors, what have you, like it's really hardcore. It's really hardcore. Yeah. And I feel happy we take so much levity to things now, but still there's remnants of that. And I think that's kind of the joy of improv too, that we get to make fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
But to be a playwright, to put so much work and your soul into a play, and I'm sure to have to sell this play to other people, to have to build up your value, and find investors, whatever. And then who knows if he wanted to be an actor in there and he vouched for himself.
I feel like it was one of those, I wrote it, I want to be in it kind of situations.
And then to to put so much time and effort into it only to mess up your own lines or even forget. And then happens to pop stars and singers too. And then they're like bashed in the media as well. But it's so, we're human. There's only so much we can do.
Exactly. And I think it's like, I think people forget that. Like, I think people forget, not that we're human, but I feel like people forget that back in the day, and actually on our YouTube channel, you can listen to like weird traditions, like kind of creepy traditions or creepy things that have happened in theaters that are complete true stories of how serious artists are. Okay. And there are plenty of artists that still follow that exact same path today. Is it completely healthy all the time? Absolutely not. Is it something that it's like, I understand because that's the world that we grew up in? Yeah. Because, you know, especially when we were growing up, theater was, no, you show up, you do the work. And this was like in elementary school, in high school and stuff like that, which I appreciate because it helped us appreciate
We got a good
craft.
work ethic.
Exactly. And then when I got into college, there were people coming in, and I hate to say it, there were people who were coming in that were younger than me, right? There were students coming into the college program that were, let's say, 3 years younger than me. And their ethics, their style was completely different and so chaotic in a sense of like, there wasn't as much of a serious tone to what they were doing. It was more like they're playing, which I appreciate as an improviser because we had started our company in college. At the same time, when it's scripted theater, I have this mode of, okay, like we have to be way more structured with
On
this.
the book.
You're on book, or off book, LOL.
On the book and by the book.
By the book, definitely. And I would get so annoyed, and and then I would be like, "Whoa, okay, you need to like back up a little bit because you shouldn't be so serious about something in college, right? Like this is a fun thing." And I was never gonna do scripted theater in the future unless you want to hire me. Ayo. I think it's funny that like we take it so lightly now. We're like, "Wow, that acting was incredible. They're just an incredible actor," and like that's the extent of it. And people don't remember like all the method acting that's behind a lot of things, which is not a great method to go by with acting because acting is acting it out. You should not actually be that thing.
But
this is like what you did.
Yeah, thinking too though, like all focus is on you. You're the only form of entertainment. There's no TikTok. There's no YouTube.
Ew.
There's nothing like that. There's not like this mass, like wave of entertainment. So you're it. Like all focus is on you, and that you're going to be talked about for months, if not years, because there's not that much going on.
But we're gonna continue on to one of the most shocking tales of ghostly encounters in the Cuban Club.
Did they say anything about what his ghost does?
Oh wow! Okay, so I almost forgot the Reddit part of this.
Oh! Hello Reddit. Reddit makes an entrance.
Hello Reddit. So I'm not going to steal the photo from this guy, but on Reddit, literally it's the first search when you search Tampa ghost stories, because I'm looking for some extra stuff. But there was a man who was on a tour, and there's a very clear picture of someone who was standing on the balcony. Oh. And there are plenty of photos within the theater of spirits either on stage or off, like sitting in the theater as well. So I think some patrons of the arts are also still looming around there. But yeah, people often say like by the ghost light, sometimes you'll see someone as though they're rehearsing. Wow. Also, I know this is from memory because I rehearsed this part, but also, I know me being scripted, it's crazy. But also, people hear piano music throughout the hall as well. So I feel like it's not just him that resides there. I feel like there's some other unnamed spirits that are within the theater. And there are tours. I think there's a ghost tour that goes through there in Ybor City as well. Because I'm pretty sure like right by there's like a little shop or something like that. Some kind of spot. And yeah, people will constantly get photos, and they're like very, very smoky yet ethereal shape. Okay,
Because
honestly,
of the cigars,
Because
of
of the
course.
cigars.
Of course.
Honestly, it reminds me of going through the Haunted Mansion, and you know that like very gray, smoky
Yes.
Okay, that's exactly what these spirits look like.
Oh.
They look like smoky cigar and like grayish and a little wispy, but you're like, ooh, there's a person. Yeah. So some people on the Reddit actually tried to debunk it. I don't have the official comments back up, but one guy did say that it looks like the picture was taken through like glass or something. So I don't know if that's what it was, but the original post OP had said that no, it wasn't. I wasn't standing behind a glass. I was there on the balcony when I saw it. So he's saying that he thought he saw something and then captured it. Whoa. Yeah, wild.
Those are the crazy ones. You see it in person and you're able to pick it up on camera.
Yeah, I highly recommend going on ghost tours in Tampa, Florida. They're very cool. Now, we're going to move on.
Okay.
To a Latin romance.
Oh, no.
Yeah, oh no. Okay. Now, they claim that this is like a wild tale. I think the shooting of the doctor is a wild tale.
Yes.
But apparently this one's crazy.
The 1800s, early 1900s are cray.
Cray. Okay, so there's obviously many spirits throughout, other than our tragic young child and our playwright. But there is a Latin romance that did not end very well.
Tell me about it.
The entire community was affected by this.
What?
Now...
Well, it's 5,000 people.
Facts. So there was a woman named Rosalita who still haunts the third floor ballroom.
Good choice.
So if you had a quinceañera up there, Rosalita was also in attendance. Now, Rosalita is a woman who was said to be very gorgeous. And
of course, get it, girl.
Get it, girl. But basically, one evening, as the club was having a party, having a jam, people were dancing, things were very romantic up there. There were a lot of romantic advances, in particular to Rosalita, by a man who wanted to dance with her.
Did he get her consent?
Oh, well, she said no thanks.
And did he respect that?
No. That no thanks was the final thing she did in her life. Now,
that sucks, man.
He, as a classic moment, said that he was extremely, he didn't say this. This was like drunk. The tales. No. So this guy got extremely bothered, irritated, and embarrassed. So he decided to toss her off the third floor balcony immediately after being rejected in front of the other people at the party.
Who does it? What's going on in this club? Like, you're throwing bottles? You're
shooting people,
and now you're pushing women off balconies. And listen, not that this is any better, but you're not waiting to be alone with this woman when you can't get caught. You have 5,000 witnesses because the whole town is there, and you're pushing Rosalita off a balcony, the most beautiful girl in Brooklyn, in Tampa, Florida, off a balcony, and you think no one's going to notice? You think no one's going to miss her? Like, this is some messed up Gaston stuff.
It really is. And you know, it's men. Gastons, the Gastons of the world, you know. I wonder if he was like also some kind of like mama's boy. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who had gotten what they wanted all the time and was like, you said no to me, and people might have giggled. People might have been whispering, and it might not even have been about him. It might have been like, hey, Rosalita, that was a little harsh. Or maybe, he looks a little pale. What's going on with him? And then he threw her off.
If I was his mama, I would give him a pow pow.
Yeah, for sure.
All the way up the Brooklyn Bridge. I don't know why I'm stuck on Brooklyn.
Well, that being her final act, people say that they still see her dancing around, having her final dance throughout the clubhouse. Also, this is obviously within the third floor ballroom. Now, I know we said we heard pianos down in the theater, but there's also pianos heard in the ballroom as well. Now, people have seen multiple, they phrase it as women rather than just Rosalita, because you can't confirm, I guess they can't confirm officially, like what?
Did this man get arrested?
I don't have any knowledge of that.
Internet sleuths, we must find out that this man got arrested and other things, like exiled from community. This man should not have had children. I hope this man did not have children. These are my Barbie hands, because I'm making a feminist statement right now.
So I'm going to give you an option. Okay. So Rosalita was our final story in the Cuban Club, right? She is the last tragedy that had happened in there.
I'm scared.
That we're reporting on.
Okay.
Now, in searching, because Angelica had just asked, what is the name of the man in the murders? Now, in the murder, not murders.
It starts with one.
But I have found another Ybor murderer who had committed multiple crimes. And I wanted to know, and you can choose, you can say yes or no. If you want to hear about it, it involves the mafia.
No, I want to save it for the next one.
Okay, so we're going to do this, guys. We are going to save the tale of the Ybor Mafia we could do our next episode if you want.
A double ghost story?
No, the Ybor Mafia has a history past within Ybor City.
Surprise, you guys. We just improvised that.
We just improvised that. So next month, I'll give you your little taste.
Ew.
The histories, mysteries, and ghost stories behind the Ybor City Mafia scene.
Something to look forward to.
We'll see you next month.
Oh, that's it?
Oh, do you want to talk more about Rosalita?
Yeah, she deserves to be talked about.
I think that, look, I have to close this so that you can't see it on the camera because there's a picture of something. It's a person. It's not a naked person.
Okay, good.
It's just a person. Anyways, Rosalita.
Naked people are people too, I guess. Have to put that in there.
Okay. I think that Rosalita is a crime not of passion, of anger and spite and manipulation, if you really think about it. Because someone who feels so angered by someone that they physically assault them is someone who is immature and spoiled, in my opinion.
Is there anything else about her ghost?
No. That's why I was trying to search for his name really quick to see if I could find anything, and I could not find the name of the man.
I know this isn't the same, but it makes me think of The Corpse Bride. Because it's like, dude, she's just having a good time, and then you want something from her, and it's like, let me manipulate her. And I know it's not exactly the same as The Corpse Bride, and if you haven't watched The Corpse Bride, but
it is funny. The Corpse Bride.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's a funny movie.
It's stop action,
Stop motion.
motivation.
No, stop motion.
Stop motion activation.
Nope.
Stop motion.
There's just 2 words.
Okay.
2 words.
Stop motion.
Yeah.
Well, our dogs have woken up.
Yes, if you can hear the pitter patter, get at her. You can we have 2 dogs and 1 cat, and they are about to all 3 get annoyed with each other. I see it in their eyes right now. So we are going to say goodbye for now. Please look out for our next month, our September episodes of Ybor City Mafia?
I guess so. And we might have some surprise guests coming at you to talk about more history closer to our homes in Davie.
For sure. Look out for our October episodes as well. Oh, no. And as most of you who have been listening since the beginning know, you know that we do our in-person ghost tours, our live ghost tours. We take you on a tour, and our dates in October will be listed next month.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you, not 1, not 2, not 3,
but 4.
but 4 dates that are going to be throughout the month. There's some exciting stuff that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
So we'll see you soon.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.